Today, Randy's kitchen goes outdoors for paella cooked over an open fire.
All right, this is a paella pan, and if you notice all the little dimples in here, so when you start making your paella, of course you saute your vegetables and things in there, and as the process goes along, and you put your rice in here, and the rice cooks off and absorbs all the stocks and such, the rice or the oil goes to the bottom and collects in those little dimples, and at the end of the cook, it creates the sukarat, which is that nice crispy little skin at the bottom of the pan. And that's what you're looking for, because the rice is the star of the show. Now we're going to start out with some good olive oil. And start with our onion. A little green pepper.
Open fire cooking requires its own special skills and some specialized tools.
Here's a little toy that you may want to get if you don't already have one. Telescopic. And watch what it does. Beautiful. Keeps your fire going. Sure beats a paper plate or a frisbee. Okay, now we add a little garlic. All right, now we're going to add the tomatoes.
Knowledge of how the fire interacts with the pan is critical.
See, the pan's much cooler on this side. This is the difficult part because you got to regulate the heat. If it gets too hot, you got to pull some of that wood out of there. If it's not hot enough, you got to add more to it. So it's a constant battle. Now we're going to cook this down into a nice soft slurry. And while we're doing that, we have a cold beer. Because it's hot out. And standing over a fire, cooking is even hotter. This whole mixture here is called a sofrito. I'm going to be adding a combination of oregano, some sweet paprika, and some Spanish smoked paprika, salt and pepper. Tomato paste, a little bit of homemade tomato paste.
Is it important to make your own tomato paste?
Oh, well, it certainly is the best kind. All right, now we're putting in the seafood stock. The seafood stock is a homemade stock I made from the shrimp shells, celery, onions, just a touch of Old Bay. But it's mostly shrimp shells to start with, and clam juice. Key ingredient, clam juice.
Fire needs constant attention.
The key thing here is know your fire. In a few minutes, we'll be adding the key ingredient, which is saffron. And saffron, I don't know if you can see it, but those are like little threads. And they are the stamen from a flower. I can't tell you what the flower is, but I know that's where it comes from. And how would you like to collect those? Huh? Thousands of them. Don't want to lose any of it. See it? See those little stamens in there? Gives it a wonderful, wonderful flavor.
Don't use just any rice.
This is a rice that's it's called bamba, which is the best for paellas. It's a short, round-grained rice, and it absorbs twice the amount of stock that regular long-grain rice does. So it absorbs more flavor. Okay, now that all the rice has been added, you don't stir it. You just let it simmer away because you want to create that succulent at the end of this cook. I'm covering it just because you cook off a lot of the moisture from the stock, and the rice doesn't have a chance to absorb it. So
Our chef will let that simmer while he disappears into the smoke to retrieve the final ingredients. Randy gets fresh ingredients from a market that sells seafood exclusively. He touches up the fire once again.
So now I'm putting in little neck clams. Woo! Makes you want to drink some beer. They'll all open up beautifully. Hinge side down. Monkfish, an excellent fish for paella because it holds together so well. Got scallops. You gotta go in here. Beautiful mussels, beautiful mussels. Finally, the shrimp. See how that smoke just sort of comes up and over? It's going to add some excellent smoky flavor to it. Yeah, this is sort of the garnish, you know, make it look pretty awesome. Some nice yellow bell peppers sliced. Beautiful sweet peas. Now you have to adjust it so you don't cook it too fast, otherwise it may have liquid on top, but it could be burning on the bottom.
Randy's paella pan becomes an attractive serving dish a host can be proud to place on any dining table.
Ready to eat.
Open fire paella. Randy encourages you to try it.